Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another time here. Welcome to another time of the book club. The time we spend together reading a book, sharing a book, doing life together on the topic the book raises. And it's a fourth year doing it, and we're in our sixth book, The Good Life. That's what we've been looking at since July of last year, and it's our sixth book in the series. And we're presently on chapter 10. This is going to be our third reading in chapter 10. Chapter 10 is the last chapter in this book. Hopefully today or next week we'll be done with the book. And thereafter, we begin to then do a summary of the book, and what I call my takeaway, looking at some gems we've looked at over the more than more than a year, right? We've been doing that. We're doing this since July, right? I said July last year. Yeah, that's more than a year of looking at the book. Oh, really? Oh, I love it when that happens, I'm a teacher, so I love doing line upon line, precept upon precept. I'm never in a hurry. So I love it when I'm able to, have a extended session. I'll say that, right? My joy is not just rushing through things. My joy is being able to look at things from different angles, different sides, because my key is understanding. Is the understanding, is the change life that's important, is that we're able to get something we can apply and change our life thereby. This has been a life-changing experience for me going through this book. There's been a lot of things I've learned from this and I'm applying in my life and I'm seeing the result. I don't know where you joined us on this, but I hope you're getting something also. We have a lot of videos of these on YouTube, on my channel, so if it's something that you feel you need something in the area of relationship, you need to build yourself an area of relationship. I guess one or some of those videos will probably change your life. It's changed my life, and I think it will change your life also. Anyways, we're back to today. We're going to try and see if we can finish the chapter 10 today. But if we don't, like I say all the time, we're never in a hurry. We're gonna take our time, and learn everything we can learn, because what's most important is that our life is better. Our life is better. We're growing, we're getting better, we're evolving to, the highest expression of all that God has made us be. Now we are self-actualizing, we're not leaving anything behind. We're taking it all. We're becoming more, not less, more, not less, more, not less. That's what's important. So welcome to another time here. And typically I'm going to bring up my slide and we're going to take it from there. So let me do that. All righty. So I have my slide up here for those of you that are on YouTube, Facebook. Those of you joining me on Instagram Live, you're not going to see my slide because there's no provision for that on Instagram Live. But like I love to say all the time, you're missing nothing out because you have all that you need, to enjoy this session with us. So it's our third reading into chapter 10 of a book, and the title of the chapter is that all friends have benefits. All, all friends have benefit. If you're in a friendship and you're not having any benefit in that friendship, you are not in a friendship. You're not with a friend. You're calling something that is not a friendship, right? If you're in a place and you're having no benefit in that place, you're not in a family. You're not in your tribe. You are in a strange place. You are not with people that have the same mind, same with you. They are not. You are with people that are not going where you want to go, right? Any association that is not benefiting you is not home. It's not a team. It's not family, right? Every team, every association, right association, a family is one that you get benefits from. If you're not getting benefits from it, you are not home. You are in hell. You're not home. You're not in heaven. You are in hell, right? Don't be deceived when they say, hey, it's not about what you get. Stupid. If you're in a place where you're getting nothing, you are with strangers. You're not with friends. You're not with people that love you. You know, even Bible says that the body grows by that which each joint supplies. Each joint is supplying. Each joint is supplying. It's not a parasitic relationship, right? Or if you're in a place where all they do is take from you, you're not home. Don't stop. You're not home. Don't stop. You're not home. Don't be at rest. You're not home. You have not found home yet. You keep moving. You have not found home yet. When you're home, you'll be a place that you are not only just being a blessing, you are being blessed. You're not just only being a blessing, you are being blessed, right? Nobody, even God, needs to be blessed. That's why we do worship. That's why we do we do praise and worship. When we do praise and worship, we're giving back to God. God is not taking when we are giving praise and worship. God needs it. If God himself needs to be praised and worshiped, who are you? We all need something when we're not sufficient in ourselves. That's the essence. We're social beings. Social beings means that we need to give and receive. Give and receive. Give and receive. Interact with other people. It's not about giving alone. It's not about receiving alone. If all you do is receive, that's a problem also. You are not whole. If all you do is receive, you are not whole. Home is a place where you give and receive. Give and receive. Give and receive. That's when you're in a family, right? Again, we define a healthy relationship. A healthy relationship is one in which people come together, not because of what they can get, but because of what they can give, right? Not because of what they can get, but because of what they can give. However, what keeps them in that relationship, what keeps them together is not what they give, it's what they get. What maintains, their commitment in that relationship is not what they give, it's what they get, right? But the reason they come there is not because of what they want to give. Is not because of what they want to receive, it's what they want to give. But what keeps them is what they receive, not what they give. We call it a paradox, and it's true. It's just the way we're created, right? It's the way we're created. Hey, thanks, my brother, Dr. Gabriel. Thanks for coming around. God bless you. So this is so in the first reading here, we talked about friends, all friends are benefit. We looked at that quote by Emily Dickinson. It says, my friends are my estate. We talked about severally. My friends are my estate, right? My friends are my estate. My doctor brother Gabriel here, happy Sunday, my dear brother. I remember the other day my father wasn't feeling too well, right? It was easy for me to call him. It's not the area of my expertise. I'm an engineer. He's a doctor, and I called him on the issue, and he counseled me, gave me some direction. You see, he's my estate. When it comes to doctoral issues, I can call on him. Someone needed issues around childbirth, bed, extra intravenous, all of that. He's a resource for me. When it comes to issues around policing, all that, I have a friend who is a commissioner. He's a friend. He's a resource for me. When it comes to farming, I have people I can fall onto, right? The body grows by that which each joint supplies. You are not sufficient of yourself, right? We need each other. We need one another, right? We all have weaknesses and strengths. Our friends become our estate. They become our resource, right? They become our powerhouse. Yeah, correct, my brother. Nobody's an island. We all need one another. True story, my brother. We all need one another. We become better together. We become better together. We can help one another. We can grow one another. You know, and that's what we looked at there. Aristotle says, without my friends, without friends, no one would choose to live. Friends add the seasoning to life. They make life pleasurable. They make life enjoyable. Yesterday we went to my primary school association, went to see one of our sisters, who lost the mother. We had a great time together, yesterday, spending time with the family. As much as we went to bless and commiserate with them, it was a thing of joy that we were able to do that. We had good time of communion, good time of fellowship with one another, encouraging one another, brightening one another's countenance. And that's what the Bible says. Ecclesiastes says that two is better than one. Two is better than one, because when one falls, the other one will lift him up. We're not always going to be strong, right? We're not always going to be strong. That's why that song says, lean on me, lean on me. When you're not strong, lean on me. Because when you're not strong, I might be strong. I might have that shoulder you can lean on. One day I am going to be weak myself, and I'm going to be needing a shoulder to lean on. But you see, when I provide you a shoulder to lean on today, I have sowed into your life. I have deposited into your bank account. So it's easy for me to seemingly expect it tomorrow. Why? Because I deposited that in your life. I deposited that in your bank account. Like I've shared previously, don't ever make a withdrawal more than you have deposited. The way to stir up life, the way to create life, the way to enter into the richness, the beauty of life is by giving. When you give, you as it were, prepare your tomorrow. Right, you are sowing for a harvest that you will need tomorrow. You don't know when you will need it. You don't know how you will need it. That's why the Bible says, cast your bread upon many waters. You don't know which one will come back to you. Right, you don't know which one will come back to you. But your life, if you want to be rich, if you want to be wealthy, if you want to enter into a wealthy place, a large place for you, you should be sowing conscious, giving conscious. Right, because when you do that, you never know which one will come back. Right, I have someone here helping with my greenhouses as I build my greenhouses and expand my farm. Right, it was someone that came to do internship at some point in time at my company. I don't even remember when he did, but he does, because I have to deal with so many interns. I don't remember them individually. Right, but when they're there, I'm not nice to them because of what I can get from them. I'm nice to them just because they're human. Right, I don't necessarily know where they come from. I'm not nice to them because of what I want to get from them. But you see, I sold, and today is here helping me with whatsoever is at the back of his mind. The person is saw when he was in need, and we can do that in different areas of our life. Just sow into those lives, right? And tomorrow you don't know where you're going to get or need that from. So we looked at that, looked at the fact that we can classify the people we relate with into three partitions, right? Just like looking at also the temple, right? They are that those that belong to the outer court, right? Those are people, everybody is in the outer court, right? I meet people on the road. I don't have to know you to greet you. Not everybody will respond back. I do a lot of exercise here in my estate, and I kind of feel duty bound as a human being. If I see you, I say good morning. Not everybody necessarily responds back, but I respect you just because you're human, right? But that is people in the outer court. You just call those casual. It's a casual relationship, as it were. But there are people then that you have some level of relationship with, and that will be what you might call the inner court, relationship, right? For some way or the other, you have somebody that brings you together. It might be you walk in the same place, you go to the same church, you went to the same school, or you're going to the same school, whatever it is brings you together. It's what you call companionship, right? You have a bit of intimacy, but not real intimacy. Just something brings you together. For some people, not everybody that's at work, I don't know their family. I don't necessarily know their house. I just know them at work, but they're not, some people at work have gone beyond just that. There are people I know their family, I know their wife, I know their children, we relate beyond just the thing that brings us together, so it separates between people you might call intimates and just ordinary companionship. So people in our life fall into these different segments, because not everybody in your life can be casual. that means you have a problem. If you don't have anybody that's a companion, you are that so good that you don't have anybody you can talk to, you can relate with, you have problem, not the people have problem. You are the one that has problem. There must be someone that's one thing or the other brings you together. There must be intimates in your life. They don't have to be many, but there must be someone there. There must be someone that knows you. You are not that good that all the secret in your life, nobody at all knows. You are the one that has problem if you are like that, not the people, right? There must be someone, at least your wife. If nothing else, your wife. But if you are someone that has nobody as intimate, you are a candidate for depression. You are in a state called pre-depression. All it takes is one small thing and you'll be in depression, right? We need people in our life. We need people in our life. There's something they bring to our life that we cannot give to ourselves. Now, the number varies by people, not necessarily gender, right? Depending on where you fall on the introspect, on the introvertic, extrovertic spectrum, you might need many, you might need few, right? If you're an extrovert, you probably need a whole lot of people. If you're an introvert, you don't need that many, right? So it's not a number, but you need some, irrespective of where you fall on the introversion spectrum, right? We cannot live life on our own, right? So look at that, the first reading, and we talked about what I just said up here right now, that the quantum of friendship, that we need, it varies based on where we fall on the introversion spectrum, right? The quantum is not the same, but we all sure need it, right? So friends, take away, reduce, they reduce the pressure of life for us. I was showing my friend yesterday, and she was asking that how many times do I go to my farm? I only go once a quarter. I know a lot of people don't believe that. I go once a quarter, right? I'm only able to do that because I have people I can trust to do the work for me, right? I have a full-time job, so I can't go there too often. But I know people that have full-time jobs, they have to go there every weekend. You'll die before your time. You'll die before your time. There's only so much you can do. And you can only grow to the extent to which you can delegate, right? You can trust everybody, but you need to, over time, find people you can trust. And you have to create systems also of that trust, right? So that you need to be able to relate in such a way you can find people. And you can do a turnover. If there's people, first people you have are not people you can trust, change them. But if you're not able to find people you can trust, there's a question about yourself, right? You have to ask yourself, why is it that you can't find people you can trust? It might be that you have a problem with your social fitness. It might be you're not relating all right. It might be you're probably a stingy person. It might be you're not open to rewarding people. So people are looking for other ways to get things from you because your hands are not open. You cannot shake with people with clenched fist. If you with your clenched face, you can't shake people, right? Again, giving is what opens life. It's the key to life. Your hands need to be open. Yes. Don't forget again, like we said, the devil is in the adverbs, right? It's not too much, it's not too little, it's balance. God is in the balance. Life is in the balance. Life is not in the adverb, it's in the balance, right? So we're not talking about that you give so much, you have nothing left, right? That will turn to poverty just as well. I know they don't want to emphasize that in church, but if you give too much, you'll be poor, right? It's not giving too much. It's not giving too little. It's finding the place of balance for you. Find the place of balance for you. And the place of balance is different from all of us. Yeah, you need to find out where is that place of balance for you, such that you are able to sustain your life. You don't give so much that you cannot sustain your life. You don't give so much that you cannot do the important things in your life. You must be balanced around the things you are committed to. You don't give to someone such that you can't pay your house rent. That's foolishness. Foolishness, right? You need to have a budget and budget around the things that are important in your life. Don't let any supposed man of God deceive you to giving all your money to him. Then you have hypertension. That's foolishness, right? You need to be balanced. balance. Again, the devil is in the adverb. God is in the balance. Yes. But you need to give. You need to have a way of relating with people such that you can trust them, they can trust you. You can trust them, they can trust you. If you don't have people you can trust in your life, the problem is not the people, the problem is you. Somehow you're not relating right? And you need people you can trust because you can't do everything on your own, right? That's important, right? So again, last week we looked at we looked at another benefit of friends. We said when going gets tough, even a tough benefit from having friends because they reduce your burden. You know, it was great. My mother-in-law's burial, I had people from my elementary school come, people from my secondary school come. It gave me a sense of importance. Right? I could have still been there without anybody, you know, but it makes a difference that you have friends come when you have something to do. You know, whether you know it or not, it reduces your blood pressure. You know, it gives you a sense of belonging. It gives you a sense of family. You know, and it was important. Again, it was important going out to see, commiserate with our friend yesterday. You know, you need people in your life. This afternoon, after I'm done here, I'm going to go for a meeting of my old boys secondary school because I'm part of the executive, right? You know, it makes a difference that I can associate with people. You know, I don't do that all the time, but we're just going to go there and just have fun together. You know, talk about manly things. We're planning for 40th year. You know, it's 41 for me, but it's 40th for some people. We have 3 sets together. We're working, so we're doing a 40th anniversary, you know, this year. So we're going to be planning that, you know, but just the time together with other people, all the boys that you went to school with, you know, coming from different walks of life. It makes a difference in your life. It puts life into your life. It puts life into your life. You know, we might not necessarily agree on everything. They're not all necessarily Christians, right? I'm a pastor, right? But we relate on the things that bring us together. Because I'm a pastor doesn't mean I only relate with Christians, right? There are Muslims that are my very good friends, right? We relate based on what brings us together, right? Not everything will bring us together. When it comes to Christians, I relate based on the Christianity that brings us together. Dr. Gabriel, you know, is my dear brother. We went to university together. We went to the same church together. He's a Christian. So we relate on all of those fronts, right? That brings us together, you know, that you need to learn to, you know, relate on, well, you can only relate on the where you have the overlap, right? You know, where you have the overlap, relate and enjoy your relationship on those grounds, you know, and that will help you. It gives life to your life, as it were, you know, and well, we talked about a difference between the way women relate and the way men relate, right? Women will generally relate face to face, all those small talks. We don't do small talks as men, right? So we don't necessarily, we're not necessarily the face to face relationship like women would do. Ours is we do side to side where we're looking at something that brings us together. Work for us on my secondary school platform, it's soccer, right? When anytime there's we all have belong to different premiership clubs, right? And we use that as a way to just have fun. You know, we abuse one another, but we don't necessarily take it to heart. You know, we don't take it personal, but just a time to just rub minds together and just enjoy each other and just release stress, right? We choose different political parties and have time together discussing on those, right? Not too many of us belong or gain from any of those political parties, but we just use that to have fun, just something that brings us together. And that's what men do, right? For women, that's what we do. Women will probably be talking about their children, their marriage, you know, and they do the small talks. But important thing is that you need other people in your life. Whatever it is that works for you, that brings you to engage with other people. You know, I belong to a group in church, you know, where I go, we call it the tech scribes. You know, we spend time in meetings together. That brings us together, talking about the Bible, talking about the study things we do together, something that brings us together. We enjoy fellowship at that level. but you need that. You need people in your life. You can't do without. That's what it will give you life in your life. You will live longer when you relate. The other thing we got out when we're talking in the first reading is fact, one of the reasons women live longer than men is because women tend to relate. They understand the need for relationship more than men do. Women will break boundaries to relate with other people. Men tend to have this chauvinistic mindset and think they can do things on their own. That's why men die earlier than women. Women treasure relationship, and that helps to prolong their life. It adds life to their life. Men have this chauvinistic thing, I can do it on my own. I don't need anybody. That's why you die before your time, right? If you want to live long, you need to learn to relate with other people because there's life in doing that. Right. Hey, Toba, how are you?
Fine, thank you, sir. Peace on this, sir.
Happy Sunday. Good to have you here. You're
Thank you,
welcome.
sir.
Great,
Yes,
great,
sir.
great. All right, you came right on time. So I'll just go through all the things we've done on the first two readings. It's our third reading. So where I'm on right now is what we're taking it off from today.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Yeah. So we're looking at this quote here. It says, a true friend is someone you can always trust on for companionship or for help if you need it. And that's important, and that's part of what we said earlier on, that all friends have benefit. If you have a friend and that friend cannot help you in the day of need, that person is not a friend. And the best time to find out people that are like your friends is when you are in need. When you're not in need and everything is going on with you, everybody's your friend. If it comes to benefiting from you, everybody seems to appear to be your friend. But when you truly need a shoulder to lean on, the people that you find, those are your true friends. Maybe that person is just fair weather people. Not that moment, I wouldn't call them friends. Because friendship is being able to lift one another up. It's helping one another, right? If there's anybody in your life that is not he's not giving adding anything to your life, person does not have to be rich, I mean, in monetary terms, right? Yeah, it's not only money that will benefit people by, my in-law has someone that, yeah, an handyman that works for them. He doesn't have money to contribute, but he knows things. Anything they want, he knows how to get it. That guy is rich. He doesn't necessarily have a big bank account, but he solves problems for them. They need a painter, he knows how to get a painter. They want to renovate this, he knows how to get it. They want to do that, who does that. He knows that person is rich. He adds to their life, right? So a true friend is someone that makes a difference to your life. A relationship doesn't need to be one of our most frequent or intimate contacts to be valuable, right? It doesn't mean that because someone is a friend, you have to see the person every day, right? Probably my closest friend here, we rarely talk, but we each time we do talk, there's a cordiality, involved. I don't have to talk to Dr. Gabriel here too often, but we have a common respect for one another. We have a common belief, we have a commonality. And when each time we come on those commonality, we relate. We're able to share, encourage one another, build one another up, be a sounding board to one another, correct one another, and care for one another. And in any way we can help one another, we do help one another. We come a long way, and we care for one another. It's important to each of us that will make heaven, and we'll do anything to help one another in that regards. Even while we're here also, we would help one another any way we can. I have Toba here, met Toba here some few years ago, but we do the same thing, right? In whatever way we can do there to be a shoulder to lean on, but that's what friendship is about. It's not that you talk every day, but that you are there to help one another, there to relate to one another, have a sense of camaraderie for one another, a sense of belonging to one another. You know, that's important. And so as we move through life, our social lives don't always keep pace with us, you know. As we progress through life, you know, our social life don't necessarily keep pace with us because things change around us. You know, maybe you used to have a lot of time, free time before. For whatever reason, you don't have as much free time. You get busy, you know, whether busy at work, busy that you're now married, you now have children, as pressures of life, you know. Keeping up with our social life is not automatic on its own, but we need to always remember that we need it. You know, therefore we need to make space for it, make allowance for it. You know, for me, like I said, I belong to several associations, you know. I belong to a church, I belong to a church group, I belong to my primary school association, I belong to my secondary school association, I belong to my university association. I belong to my university fellowship association. You know, all of those are different avenues for me where I can relate to people. I can get into social gatherings. You know, I belong to a group of retirees and still employees at my old place of work where I retired, where I resigned from 28 years ago, my present place of work where I've been the last 28 years. But those are just different avenues whereby I stay in contact with people, both people I have known forever. I presently know, you know. So when I write on social media, I can't tell lies because everywhere I am, I have people around me that have known me all my life. I know people that have known me from birth, people that have known me as a little child, a preteen, a teen, young adult. I know people that have known me. So I cannot but say the truth because there's always someone that can tell the truth if I try to lie, you know. But that's important. That helps you. It gives you a sense of being human, you know. Our stage of life has a major impact on the role that friendship play and the type of friendship we have, you know. So our stage in life, you know, a different stage in life, you need probably friendship at different levels, right? When we're young, we have all the time to relate. As we grow older, we have commitments, right? I get pretty busy. Like I said, even who I might consider my closest friend, we rarely talk, you know, but we do talk. You know, we have avenues to talk, but not we don't do, I don't have all the time to do all of that, Jojo, you know. Being who I am, an introvert, which Toba struggles to understand, but he has accepted that. I measure on trying to be a part of people's major activities, right? Because I'm not one that's just gonna go visit you, you know, uh, partly because I'm busy, partly because I'm just who I am, you know. But if you do have an occasion, a birthday, wedding, whatever, I do all I can to be there. That's my opportunity to socialize, right? So I know what's important for me to socialize, so I make use of all the avenues I can within the limit of what I have and all the responsibilities I have in my life. But our social interaction is our individual personal responsibility. Nobody's going to do it for you, and it's not automatic. You need to find avenues to relate with people because you need it. You need it. It's not that it's not an optional. You need it. Again, don't forget loneliness is a symptom of you not having the right amount of social interaction. When you don't have the right amount of social interaction, you will feel lonely. It's a symptom. So when you don't do the right, have enough social interaction, you will feel lonely. If you don't do something about that symptom, it can hurt you. You know, it can hurt you spiritually, it can hurt you psychologically, it can hurt you physically, right? And that is research and it's true, right? Loneliness can hurt you spiritually, hurt you psychologically, hurt you physically. So your social interaction makes a difference to your spiritual being, to your psychological well-being, and to your physical well-being, right? So it is important that we have social interaction and at the right amount, right? The amount of social interaction for all of us is different, again, depending on where you fall on the introverted spectrum. An extrovert one needs a lot of social interaction, needs a lot of social stimulation. An introvert does not, right? So to thyself be true. You would know. So be true to yourself. That's what's important. With every passage from one life stage into another, it's natural that certain friendships will be lost. And that's true. Not all your friends will go the distance with you. Friends, there are friends that are forever. They're friends that are just for a season of life. Yeah, they're friends that can go into the next level with you. If for whatever reason, it might be they can't go into your social class. It might be they don't believe the same thing with you. It might be that they are stuck in the past. But if it doesn't fit, don't force it. Don't force friendship on anybody. Just do your part. Those that your friends will come along. Be yourself and you'll find your friends, right? Don't try to change who you are. Don't lower your value just because you want to keep a friend. It will hurt you. It will hurt you. It might look like it's not hurting you, but don't forget, if you lower your value, then you become less than you should be, right? And you're not going to be happy being less. God wants you to be more, not less. More, not less. If any friendship is having to require you to be less, that person is not a friend. That person is your enemy, not your friend. Your friendship should cause you to want to be more, want to be everything that God has made you to be. Any friendship that's demanding of you to be less is not a friendship. It's something against your destiny, something against the calling of God for you, something against you entering into your wealthy place. Every friendship should want to cause you to be more, to be everything that God has created you to be, right? Anything you want to say to that, Toba? Do you understand what I just said? Do you agree with it? Toba, did you hear me? Oh, sorry, I haven't missed Dr. Gabriel. Let me read Dr. Gabriel's note. It is good for people not to abuse friendship, making it parasitic. Thanks. I agree with that, Doctor. We should have something to offer each other. Sure, sure. If you don't have something to offer, then that's not friendship. And it's not necessarily finance, like Dr. Gabriel says. It's not necessarily finance again. It's what you have. Let me just record what I said last week. It's what you have. And we have all been given different things. When I first finished my youth service, I didn't have money, but I had time. I wasn't working. I had so much time, so much time. And I used that time. I went to visit. I used to visit a dear sister who was working there. She was an optometrist. I used to spend a lot of time with her. Probably I overdid it because she wasn't married then. So I probably was confusing her because I had someone I was chasing, but had the time to spend fellowship. We're friends, but the opposite sex, the emotions begin to come into place. But we enjoyed friendship. We'll probably confuse each other on the other side, but we enjoyed fellowship. I had a friend, also another lady who was sick, and I was able to spend time with her. She was recovering, I guess it's easy for me to make lady friends, I guess, probably because I'm surrounded by girls. I have a sister in front of me. I have two sisters after. So I lead years with women, right? So maybe that's why it's easy. I have a lot of lady friends, right? But yeah, but then I had time, right? It can be connection, right? You know this, right? I spent time chatting with a friend yesterday morning. He has a farm, I have a farm, but he's ahead of me in some things. I'm ahead of him in some things. And we began to share what we know, the resource that we have. So I have someone for me that's going to do a business plan for him on something I'm already doing. He's already giving me contact of someone that brought cattle for him, goat for him, brought potatoes that I need, ginger for him from a knot. He's giving me contact for how he gets NYC coppers. It's not necessarily money. It's not necessarily money. And that's what we miss it, in the church where all we talk about is offering. There are people that don't have offering to give. but they have what we need. It might be that they have connection to the police, to the army, to the ministry within this permit or the other. They're equally valuable as that person that only brings money. Right? God never asks for what we don't have. And what we have is not just money. For as long as you thyself be true, there's always something you can bring to every relationship you find yourself. And it does not have to be money. Right? Powerful. So Brenda Hewland puts it this way. He said, listening is a magnetic and strange thing, a creative force. The friends that really listen to us are the ones who move towards. When we're listening to, it creates us, makes us unfold and expand, So when it comes to friendship, so sometimes that's all you have to give, I'm a counselor, I've been a counselor for years, and a lot of people get to talk to me because I'm able to listen. That's the quality of a counselor. But it also comes useful in friendship. So sometimes all you can do for some people is that you're just there to listen and hear them out. Right? A lot of people come to me just for me a sounding board, right? And that's important. Sometimes you go and commiserate with people and you're quick to talk. People say, oh, that person died because God needs an angel in heaven. That's stupid. Someone has died, and the way you are trying to console the person is that God needs an angel in heaven. Who told you? Did God tell you he needs an angel in heaven? You see, Job's friends, instead of keeping quiet and just being there for him, they were saying a lot of things that they have no clue about, right? It's sometimes all you need to give to your friend is just to be there, your presence. Your presence. It's not what you say. It's not what you give, just your presence, just your being there, just by being available, just being a friend, just being someone they can talk to. They might not even have an answer to what they are talking about, but just that is making them talk. They can say what they've been bottling up on the inside of them. That might be all you have to give as a friend. And that will make a difference in that friendship, in that relationship, right? So it's not necessarily just money. It's not even you knowing what to say. It's not even you being wise. Just that you are available as a person can make a whole lot of difference to people. But listening, being a friend listens. A friend listens. If you're not someone that listens, then you're not a friend. If you're just there to argue, you're not a friend. God says, come and let us reason together. Friends reason. If you cannot reason with me, you can't be my friend. You can't be anybody's friend. You can't reason with the person, right? God says, come and let's reason together. A friend reasons with you. He might not have the answer for you, but he can help you break it down. Break it down that you have better understanding of the situation. But a friend listens. If you are with people that don't listen to you, they are not your friends. They're your enemies. They are not your friend. Run for your life. A friend listens. A friend listens. Right? As we try to bring this to close, this is my penultimate slide on this. It says some things to think about regarding friends in your life. Learn to listen to your friends. Just to reemphasize what I just said. If you want to be a friend, the Bible says that he that must have friend must show himself friendly, right? So if you want to have friends in your life, you want to build your friendship, so that you can get the benefits that friendship brings, right? You must show yourself friendly. And part of showing yourself friendly is to learn to listen to your friends. You are not the most intelligent one amongst your friends. You are trying to show that you are intelligent. You are not a friend. On my former workplace site, I have someone that two of us always seemingly talk. We're not supposed to be arguing, but I'm not trying to argue, but it's tending towards that. And for as long as we're doing that, we're not building friendships, right? But I'm hoping that he understands, and it's the fun part. But when you're arguing with somebody, you're not building friendship. If you're arguing with your spouse, you and your spouse, you're always arguing. You're not building commonality. You're not building intimacy, right? If all you are doing is argue, you're going to divorce because you are separating yourself, right? You build friendship by reasoning together, by listening to one another, not by debates, by listening to each other, by hopefully seeing the other person's point of view. You don't have to argue. You don't have to agree, but at least give that person a sense of that you respect where they are. I don't have to agree with what you are saying, but I have to give you the benefit of being human, that you have a right to believe what you believe. That's what I do with my wife. You know, my wife probably doesn't like it. I like to tell my wife all the time, you're an adult. You're an adult. So I respect your decision. I don't have to agree with your decision. I agree because I respect it. But respecting it means that you have to be ready for the consequence also, right? Me taking you up as an adult and respecting your decision means you also need to be ready for the consequence, right? I'm not going to force you against your decision. I'm going to tell you what I think about it. I'm going to advise you the way I see it, but you don't have to take my advice. You don't. It's your life. You're an adult. Being an adult means that you can make decisions. If a friend is always trying to force you against your decision, trying to override your own choice, that's not a friend, it's your enemy. It's against your life. It doesn't matter whether who is right or wrong. Friendship respects each other, knows where the boundaries are, respects you. It helps you to think, but never forces themselves on you. God, that's not the example God shows us. The devil does that, God does not. God says, come and let us reason together. Come and let us reason together. That's what friends do, right? So learn to listen if you want to be a friend, right? Being listened to makes us feel understood, cared for, and seen. When someone listens to you, you feel that sense of being understood, being cared for, and being seen, right? And that's important. That's important because that's the way we see love. We don't see love by, I love you. Oh, yeah, I love you. The way love shows itself to each one of us is that we feel seen. We don't feel invisible. We feel seen. We feel heard. And thereby we feel loved. We feel seen. We feel heard. We similarly feel understood. And thereby we feel loved. That's how to be a friend. So if you want friends, be a friend. Listen to somebody. Make that person be visible. That person is saying something, maybe reflect what they are saying back to them. Just say you are hearing them. You don't have to necessarily understand them. You don't have to necessarily agree with them, but you seek to understand, no doubt. You don't have to agree with it, but that's who they are. So therefore, I have friends that don't have the same faith as I am. I'm a pastor, I'm a Christian. I have friends that are Muslims. That's their choice. I have friends that are atheists. That is their choice. I am not going to force them to be a Christian. They've chosen not to be. That's their choice. They're adults. If we have opportunity, I will tell them why I believe what I believe, but they don't have to believe what I believe. They're human beings. They're adults. They make their own choice. So if you want to be a friend, consider, yeah. So it's all right. So pretty much you need is listening to friends, and making them feel heard, feel loved. If they are rich in your life, address them. Think about your social routines, and you might want to tweak them. Because sometimes we get into some routines whereby we do them without our hearts being in it, right? I've seen that even my exercise routine. Sometimes I'm doing it so often, I don't think about it. But when I don't think about it, I become inhuman around it. So it's not benefiting me psychologically. It might be benefiting me physically, but it's not benefiting me psychologically. But when I do exercise, I need to get the benefit all around, not just the physical part of it. I wanted to work on my mind. I wanted to work on my spirit. And for that to happen, I must be present in the moment of doing that. So it's not just a routine, but that my mind is present even in my exercise. And that makes a lot of difference. All right, in closing, we're going to look at these three quotes here and try and put the close here. It says, friends become wiser together through a healthy clash of viewpoints. The key word is healthy. We don't all have to agree. Dr. Gabriel and I don't necessarily agree politically, you know, but we respect each other's viewpoint, irrespective. I don't see him less because of what he believes in. He doesn't see me less because of what I believe in. We know what brings us together. We know where we disagree, and we respect one another. That's what friends do, right? You can't stay in your corner of the forest waiting for others to come to you. If you want to have friends, you need to step out. You don't just stay, oh, nobody has come to see me. You're going to die alone. You need to step out, right? You need to step out. Can't stay in your corner of the forest waiting for others to come to you. You have to go to them sometimes. Sometimes you have to step out. That's what it takes to our friends. You have to step out of your comfort zone and do your part. You have to be a blessing. You have to be a blessing. If you want to have friends, you have to show yourself friendly. Show yourself friendly. One day you will need people showing themselves friendly to you, but you have to do your part first of all. And lastly, looking at this quote by Stephen Richard, it says, if we truly love ourselves in spite of our flaws, then we can love others in spite of theirs. Sometimes there are people that don't love themselves because of their flaws, and that affects your sense of self. But as long as your sense of self is low, it's going to affect your social fitness. You need to have a healthy sense of yourself to be able to make friends. Because if you don't like yourself, you can't like others. You got to like yourself irrespective of your flaws, right? If you don't like yourself, you can't like others. You are who you are. At my age, I'm not going to grow taller. So I'm not going to feel bad about my height and say because I'm not tall, I don't feel okay. If as long as I'm struggling with that, I cannot be a blessing to someone else. I got to find peace in myself before I can share my peace with someone else. To have friends, you have first of all find peace in yourself. Be a friend to yourself. Because until you're a friend to yourself, you cannot be a friend to others. You gotta love yourself where you are. Yes, you can always get better, right? I might not grow taller, but I can be better. I can be taller psychologically, I can be taller spiritually, not physically, right? But you can be. And it's not about how you look. If you look at those mafia lord kings, they are the smallest, but yet they are leading all the other big ones. David was not the biggest. A lot of people that can fight better than David came to David, and David was leading people that were bigger than him. So it's not your physical size. It's your size on your psychologically, your size spiritually. That's what people follow. People follow anointing, not your physical sight. People follow a hair around you. If you can build that hair around you, people will follow you. People will gravitate towards you. But you have to have that hair. You have to have confidence in yourself. If you don't, you're not going to have friends. People won't gravitate towards you, right? You need to believe in yourself, and others will believe in you also, right? So that's the end of chapter 10. Thanks for staying with me. Thanks, Dr. Gabriel. I really appreciate you. Thanks, Stobert, for coming along. So from next week, what I'm going to do, this is the end of the book itself, end of chapter 10. So what we're going to do next week is I'm going to go around starting from introduction, and for the whole of June, the end of this June, the remaining of June going into the whole of July, we're going to do run through all we've shared for this 1 year. We've been doing it for 1 year, starting from awesome, my dear sister. All right, I'll send you a link to that. Yes, you can be on the live video, my dear sister, Chinyelo. Thanks. I will send you a link. You can be on the live video. It's on Zoom. We do the live. We do it off Zoom. Then we stream it out. So you're welcome to be. You're welcome to share the time with me. Ask questions. Add to it. I will send you a link to that. Thanks. Thanks for wanting to be on it. And thanks, my dear brother, Dr. Gabriel. Thanks for coming along. So I'm going to run the remaining of June, going the end of the whole of July. We're going to run through the book again, what we shared for the whole of 1 year. Been doing this since the first Sunday in July. So all we've shared since then, we're going to try and go through them, bring up the main gems from all of that, and try and close the book using the whole of remaining of June and July, before we go to our next book. All right. Thanks, my dear sister. Thanks, my dear brothers. Thanks for spending this time with me. I'm honored, highly honored. Friends have benefit, and you have given me that benefit today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make me feel special. All right. God bless you. Have a great week ahead. See you next time, next Sunday. I will send you the link, my dear sister. God bless you.
All right, sir.
Hey, all right. Thanks, Toba.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right, sir.
Yeah, bye.